Hello, and thanks for visiting us at KORONA today. While we're a point of sale provider and not a credit card processor, we know how important your processing is for your business. That's why we offer so many guides on credit card processing, like this one. Plus, KORONA integrates with pretty much every processor, so we'll always help you find the cheapest option for your business. Today, we'll get more into one of the specifics of your merchant services: interchange rates. If you've started researching how credit card processing works or been looking into new merchant service providers, you've probably stumbled upon this term. Though processing fees are comprised of a number of different factors, interchange rates make up the majority of the fees added to any transaction. So if you're trying to reduce your credit card processing rates, having the interchange rate explained is a critical step in the process. Every credit or debit card transaction goes through a pretty remarkable process before completing the final transaction. For each transaction, money must be transferred from the customer's account, referred to as the issuing bank, to the merchant's account, the acquiring bank. There's nearly instantaneous communication among numerous parties across the world, and all of it must be encrypted and secure. For the services provided by the parties that facilitate this, there are various fees that merchants must pay. A major component of these fees is the interchange rate. This portion of the total fee goes to the credit card networks like Visa, Discover, Amex, etc., who then pay the bank that issued the card that was used for that transaction. The card networks also determine exactly what the interchange rates will be. Though the interchange fees make up the majority of total processing fees for each transaction, there are several other fees involved. The card networks charge a network or assessment fee that is much smaller. Though this is a tiny portion of each payment made at your business, collecting millions of them every day is plenty to keep the big card networks in business. Additionally, processor fees go to the merchant service provider. These are often a simple monthly or yearly fee, but some are attached to each individual transaction. The processor is responsible for keeping everyone in communication and making sure the transaction is secure. The acquiring bank, your merchant account, might also charge something called markup fees. These rates vary by industry and sales volume. Some services come with additional fees for PCI compliance, chargebacks, or hosting, but these should be bundled into your processor fees. Finally, watch out for extra convenience fees or surcharges. Some processors will tack on extra fees at the end of each month, but these are also entirely avoidable. So there are about 300 separate factors that determine an interchange rate. The total fees, however, are usually bundled into a single percentage rate for each transaction. Though it's impossible to eliminate interchange fees, there are certainly steps that retailers can take to reduce them. There are several factors which contribute to interchange fees that retailers can control. First, debit versus credit transactions. Debit cards that require PIN entry have much lower rates than a credit card. This is due to the reduced risks of a PIN entry. The type of card also matters. High rewards and business cards come with higher interchange fees. Banks charge this to compensate for the high rewards that they pay out to their customers. In return, retailers can expect these cardholders to spend more at the store. Your business's interchange rate will also vary depending on the type of industry that you're in. Typically, high volume stores will pay less in interchange fees because they have more negotiating power. Card not present in keyed transactions will also have much higher rates than a swiped, dipped, or tapped transaction with a physical card. Again, this is due to increased risk of fraud in the former circumstances. Some networks charge more than others too. American Express, for instance, charges a higher base fee than the other networks, which is why you've probably seen some merchants that won't accept cards of this brand. Finally, for e-commerce stores, using an address verification service will lower your rates. Online transaction fees will always be higher due to the increased risk of fraud again, but using AVS will help keep them lower than they'd otherwise be. There is certainly more that goes into your final interchange rate, but keeping these in mind are the biggest ways that retailers can keep their rates low. The other area to consider, though, is the structure of the payments. First, flat rate pricing comes as just a single bundled rate. However, flat rate pricing means that the interchange fees and all additional fees are compiled into one amount, leaving little transparency. Many common payment service providers use this model. Unfortunately, they charge the same amount no matter any of the factors listed above. This leaves the merchant with no room to cut any processing costs. Flat rate models are only suitable for low volume retailers. Tiered pricing assigns each transaction as either qualified or unqualified. The two tiers are there to ensure that the processor makes a profit on every transaction. But it's impossible to know exactly what you're paying for because you're most likely paying way too much. Tiered is simply never the recommended route. Next, Interchange Plus is recommended if you process over $5,000 a month, and for most retailers is probably the best route to go. It's the most transparent structure, and all interchange rates are just passed on to the merchant with no additional markups or hidden fees. Therefore, the processing cost is added on top of the interchange so that you can see exactly what you're paying for. Finally, subscription processing service also separate the processing costs from the interchange rates, but the processing cost will be a simple monthly fee instead of several individual fees. This would typically be recommended for higher volume businesses. While there is far more that we could go into on the topic, hopefully this provides a good overview of the basics. To learn more about credit card processing and the fees associated with it, give us a call at KORONA. We're not a processing company, but our POS system integrates with the top processors on the market. We'll help you find the best solution for your retail store. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our blog and channel.